The end of meta season is here, along with optimization on how the resources are downloaded. And not only that, Fragment shop is getting updated too. And we even have insights on upcoming events and skins. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to talk about the patch note 1.7.58 which is live now in the original server. As you guys know, this video has redeem codes and I want to congratulate the winners of our previous video. Thank you for participating. And similarly, this video will have hidden codes too. Find it from the video and redeem it at Kazukiofficialstore.com and your diamonds will be delivered instantly. On to new and revamped heroes. And finally, long-awaiting hero Arlott is already in the game. And next we have hero adjustments. Hanabi is buffed. Her basic attack has a new effect where if the basic attack's first contact is a hero, then it will continue to bounce off the turrets. Her skill 1 is buffed where if she receives shield from sources other than her skill, then she will receive CC immunity. Her skill 2 projectile velocity has been increased along with her ultimate. Nathan is buffed. His base damage is buffed by 25 points. His lifesteal ratio is increased by 30%. His spell vamp is increased by 20% and his ultimate cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds in the early game and 2 seconds in the late game. Kairi is nerfed. Her passive is nerfed. Her damage has been reduced by 2% in the early game of the target's maximum HP. Her ultimate is nerfed, with her basic attack damage reduced by 15% in the early game and 5% in the late game. Moscow is nerfed. His early game 1 vs 1 and farming power is reduced. His skill 1 is reduced by increasing his cooldown of 2.5 seconds in the early game and 0.5 seconds in the late game. His attack speed is decreased by 0.15 points in the early game. Julian is buffed. His enhanced basic attack's magic power has been increased by 20%. His skill 1 is buffed. Base continuous damage is increased by 25 points in both the early and the late game. His skill 2 is buffed. His damage is increased by 15 points in the early game and 35 points in the late game, with an additional 3% increase on the magic power. Edith is buffed. Her passive is buffed. Her chain lightning damage will now deal 4% of target's maximum HP plus 30% magic power and an increase in 120% of the damage dealt on minions. Her ultimate is buffed. Her transformation shield minus 3% in the early game and 12% in the late game. And her attack speed after transformation increased by 25% in the early game. And the lifesteal after transformation increased by 5%.
Every day I pray to the ancient ones. Please.
If you are looking for 100% safe and secure diamonds, Kazuki Official Store is here to fulfill your need. We are trusted by more than 100k mlbb players from India, Philippines and Europe. Do visit our website and browse between various packs. Paquito is buffed. His skill 1 is buffed with the shield granting him 20% more. His skill 2 is buffed. The damage has been enhanced by 10 points in the early game and 110 points in the late game, plus an additional 15% physical attack. Cyclops is buffed. His skill 2 mana cost is reduced by 15 points in the early game and by 35 points in the late game. The ultimate base damage is also increased by 50 points in the early levels and by 80 points at maximum level. Esmeralda is buffed. Her skill 2 base damage is increased by 60 points in the early level and by 110 points in the late game. The damage from extra magic power is also increased by 30% and the skill 1 cooldown reduction upon hit is also increased by 0.2 seconds, which means it will now reduce 1.5 seconds upon each hit. Glue is nerfed. His skill 1 flame damage is reduced by 10 points in the early levels and by 50 points in the late game. And the HP regen from glue is now 1.5% in the early levels and 3% at the maximum level. Eve is nerfed. Her skill 2 initial slow effect is now 25%, but the final slow effect remains the same, which is 75%. The ultimate cooldown is also increased by 8 seconds in the early levels and by 10 seconds at the maximum levels. Lapu Lapu is nerfed. His skill 1 base damage is reduced by 35 points in the early levels and by 35 points in the maximum level. The base damage of the first 2 hits of his enhanced ultimate is also reduced by 35 points at all levels. Hayabusa is nerfed. His skill 1 base damage is reduced by 20 points at all levels. Fanny is buffed. Her HP growth is now increased by 10 points. Yin is buffed. His passive has a new effect where he gains 8% spell vamp when there are no allied heroes within 4 units. Moving on to battlefield adjustment. Conceal is nerfed. The movement speed is reduced by 6% in the early level and by 15% at maximum level. The skills that knocks the targets or cause suppression will now interrupt quick movement skills and cause the target to stop immediately. The skills that knock back are now counted as control skills. The following are the skills that have a knockback effect. The skills indicator of the adjustment of the heroes that got changed in the advanced server is now finally here. To know more about it, you can check out our previous video with the link tag in the top right corner. The sound effect of recall, custom action, graffiti and battle emote is now adjusted. You can now only hear it when they are in your vision.
My brother and I will shoulder the family glory.
The developers has also optimized Kagura's Seime Umbrella's ability to pass through walls, which means she can now pass through the walls easier. They have also optimized the low HP indicator for Madis' ultimate to better match his other skills. On to bug fixes. The developers have fixed an issue where Conceal was not affected when damage was taken but absorbed by a shield. The issue where Petrify and Freeze could not interrupt Kufra's skill 2 has been fixed. The landing visual effects of Gatod Kacha ultimate has also been fixed. Nana's ultimate where enemies with high resilience couldn't get stun is fixed. They have also fixed the control immunity duration of Drok when colliding with walls. Lolita's actual ultimate damage has been adjusted to match with the skill description. The developers also fixed an issue where the damage of Harley's ultimate did not register on the target when used just as Yin pulls them into his zone. The developers have fixed the issue on Arman's ultimate against big targets. The issue where the Hanabi sometimes received excessive reflected damage has been fixed. Melissa's ultimate issue where she could not trigger equipment effects have been fixed. The developers have fixed Harley's first stage damage of his ultimate where the damage was lower. Angela's skill 2 issue has been fixed where the damage was slightly lower on certain levels. And you can pause the video and read the bug fixes below. On to the Fragment shop. Fragment shops will be renewed on 15th of February. On Premium Fragment shop, Terizla's Rush Strike skin will be added while removing Lolita's Soldier in Training. In the Rare Skin Fragment shop, skin like Aldous the Insentient, Yi Shin, Azure Sentry, Lapu Lapu Special Force, Valir Dictator and Kufra Desert Owl will be added, while removing Akai Akazone Samurai, Layla Bunny Babe, Grok Iceland Golem, Natalia Phantom Dancer and Lunox Bloody Mary. And on to Hero Fragment list, Valentina, Yin, Nathan and Johnson will be added, while removing Bruno, Beatrix, Angela and Paquito. For the upcoming events, we have the JJK event arriving on the 18th of February. Here it says that a permanent reward is guaranteed on the first 10 draws, meaning it can be a recall or elimination effect or emote. Does this mean we won't be able to get a free skin on the 10th draw? What do you think about this? Do drop your comments down below. And as we mentioned in our previous video, the bonus tokens will be arriving on the 25th of February. And there will be second phase 2 that will arrive on the 11th of March. A training event will also arrive on the 18th of February and completing the task which will give you Nobara Kugisaki's emote, Kuz Charm Token, Nobara Kugisaki Quick Chat Choice Bundle and more. Now let's move down to the system adjustments. The display of the neighborhood leaderboard is now more optimized and some icons has been added. Now you will also be able to show HD skin portraits on your profile favorite heroes. You will also be able to see the hero power change in the profile history. Next will be the game changing feature. You will now have a custom setting for individual heroes and these settings can even be applied for multiple heroes. The voice chat is also improved and you will also be able to stay connected to the voice chat on the same lobby if you press play again. Next will be in-game chat. It has been made more convenient and you will be able to send message using the on-screen keyboard. Some optimizations has also been made to description and information of hero power. Moving on to the upcoming skins. Arlott and his skins Wandering Spear is available now, and his skin will cost 51 diamonds for the first 2 weeks. Fanny Hearts of Float and Claude's Heart of Flame is available now with 30% off for the first week. mlbb X Jujutsu Kaisen event will be available for a limited time starting on February 18. MPL exclusive skin Brody Quantum Grip will be available on the 23rd of February. March Starlight will be featuring Valentina Cyber Agent will be available in the month of March. March Grand Collection event will be featuring Nathan's Tidal Lord and will be available from March 4th onwards. Florine's Pop Hour will be available for purchase from March 8th onwards. Estes Galaxy Dominator and Lancelot Pisces revamps will be available soon. Moving on to Magic Chess. All new Dawn Commander, Fanny and her skin Campus Youth will be available from 17th February onwards. And before ending this video, here's a shout out from our previous video, SK Play, Mutum Rajkumar, My Name, Chendes Vesatan and Fito Wangsu. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, keep supporting Kazuki Official.